Welcome, everyone. All right, it's 5 minutes after 6, so let's get going because there's a lot to do today. The meeting is being live streamed and also it's going to be recorded, just to let you know. So welcome to Job Search Optimization, Maximizing Your LinkedIn and Resume for Success. This is a free webinar courtesy of Agile Disciples USA. My name is Florence Olumodimo. I'm excited to spend this time with you today. We're going to go through what you need to do with regards to your resume and then how to leverage your LinkedIn profile to be able to increase your visibility in the sight of recruiters. We're going to go through how you can cut through the noise and focus on what really gets you noticed. We know that the current economic and socioeconomic climate is a rough one. I'm sure not just in America, but globally. But there are some things you can do to increase your visibility and thereby increase the opportunities that are open to you. Here's the agenda of what we'll do today. I'll first take us through a quick intro to Agile Disciples USA, which is a not-for-profit organization and what we do. We'll do a quick icebreaker activity, and then we'll go into maximizing your resume, then how to leverage your LinkedIn for success. If we have time, we'll talk a little about your personal brand, because yes, it does matter. And then we'll conclude with sharing our upcoming October event with you. So sit tight, get ready to do screenshots of some of the slides, that have you.
Tell me it's so my
Mute, please. Isn't it, as a host, you can mute any of the guests that are. All right. So Agile Disciples. Agile Disciples is a not-for-profit organization, and our vision is to empower and develop our communities. Our mission is to create knowledge, awareness, and empowerment in our communities through coaching and skills development that closes the opportunity divide. This event is one of such things that we do on a monthly basis to give back to the community. Our coaches, we are 9 coaches that are co-founders of Agile Disciples. We started this 3 years ago. Myself, we have got, I saw on the call, Coach Divine, we've got Coach Chichi Afia, Coach Francesca Ramoni, Coach Anne, Jademi Temitope Obe, we've got Femi Ojo, Adam Ibrahim. We also have mentors that we look up to that help to support us and help us in our growth journey, in our lives. So we've got Coach Anu Gopal, Dr. Anu Gopal. We've got Coach Bob Gallen. We've got Coach Kemi Raji and Coach Femi Odelusi. They all pour into us as we grow in our careers. Now, a little about me. I'm a mom of 2 amazing sons. I work in tech. I'm a tech project manager. I'm also a digital marketing trainer. I'm a speaker. I'm a personal brand and marketing professional. I'm the founder and convener of Hack for Niger. Someone on the call might know of Hack for Niger. And then I'm a co-founder of Agile Disciples USA. So our icebreaker, I'd like to connect with you on LinkedIn. And our icebreaker activity is, I would like you to introduce yourselves in the chat. Everybody that's on the call today becomes a strategic networking opportunity for you. So let's all share our LinkedIn profile links in the chat and connect with each other. this is where it starts. Just like you'd also be connecting with as many recruiters as possible on your journey. So in the chats, in just one message, I want you to write one interesting fact about yourself, one, your area of specialization, what role are you aspiring to, and share your LinkedIn profile in that message. So I'm going to just quickly stop sharing so I can also put my LinkedIn in the chat. Ezine will put the, yes, that's it. So let's do that quickly for 5 minutes and get to know each other. I have to drop mine. Yeah. Try to connect to as many people that you see on the link as possible. All right. I'm going to, about 1 more minute. Yeah. Nice to meet you, Adebola. You own a clothing and branding company. You didn't share your LinkedIn profile. Please share your LinkedIn profile. I see Coach Divine has shared his. Ruth Igwe, you've shared your LinkedIn profile. Do you want to share a little more information about yourself? Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you too. Okay, product manager, agile product manager and growth. All right. Okay, I know that you might be, yeah, okay. Deborah has shared her LinkedIn profile too. Connect with her. So one of the things I wanted to see from the icebreaker was whether we have custom URLs for our names or whether we have exactly what the LinkedIn profiles gave us when we created our initial LinkedIn profile. So I'll speak to that in a presentation today. Take note of that. So you can see with Deborah, you have her name with some numbers that the algorithm gave her. All right. So I'm going to go back to sharing. Thanks for taking part in that. If you haven't yet shared your profile, please go ahead and do that. Let's use that as an opportunity to get to know others. You never know who the next your job opportunity might come from. All right, so we've shared our profiles and we're going to connect with each other. All right, so let's talk about maximizing your resume. By the end of today's session, you'll be able to have practical strategies. We're going to share with you some AI prompts and resources in a PDF at the end of the session. So we have amazing things that you'll be able to actually practicalize starting from tonight. And you'll be able to also apply things to your LinkedIn resume that can make difference from today if you apply them. So I have this resume here to my left. Lydia Jenner is a make-believe person. It's a make-believe resume. So the resume has the name bold at the top, as you can see, and her contact details are there. Her LinkedIn profile is at the top. There's a summary that's, I'm not sure whether you are able to see it clearly. There's a summary that gives all the, the best bits about her career summary. Her work experience is there. You can see that it's formatted in a way that you can easily see the dates, her job, and her education. And at the bottom, you have her skills. So what are some of the things she has done? First of all, the resume is tailored to the specific role that she's applying to. So if role A is asking for certain particular skills, she adapts her resume to that particular resume, to that particular application. And when she wants to apply for another role, if one or two things are different as per what that other or company B is looking for, she tailors the resume to each one. And thank God you have, with technology, it's easy for you to, adapt and maybe save each one with a different file name and all. So there's no excuse for why you will not tailor your resume to align with the role that you're applying for. Also, as part of what will make her resume successful, she makes sure she's optimizing keywords. And what do you mean by keywords? She's using industry specific keywords that are ATS friendly in phrasing the different parts of her resume. So because your initial contact to your resume will not be a human, it's going to be it will be an algorithm reading to shortlist you in the first place. You need to make sure that the keywords that they are specifically looking for, that they've put in for the initial shortlist, that your resume fits that. The next thing also is you don't want your resume to be just highlighting tasks. Rather, you're trying to highlight results. You're trying to highlight metrics. You're trying to use numbers where possible to highlight your achievements. You also want to make sure that your resume is very, very straight to the point, which is with clarity, with brevity. The standard in North America is a one-pager, and for senior roles, about 2 pages. I'll tell you that back in Lagos, many years back when I was applying, by the time I became a very senior person, my resume had gone up to like 4 pages. But a 4-page resume will not cut it, particularly here in the North American market. You need to make it as brief as possible and straight to the point as possible. Then don't forget that you're also presenting yourself as a personal brand. Like I said, you can't talk about success in your job application without thinking that you yourself are a professional, that you are a brand that is in the making. So what am I talking about? Something as little as not proofreading your resume means that that's the first impression that people are going to have about you, that you don't have an eye for detail. Oh, yeah, they might even question your ability to, to speak proper, the language properly. So you want to make sure that it's the look and feel, the fonts, everything speaks to the brand you're trying to project. This is the resume in a bit more close up. This is the top part. You can see the contacts, the work experience, and all. We've got the education, we've got the skills. In this case, she has highlighted that her technical skills, her soft skills. So both your technical skills are important and your soft skills are important. So technical skills, such as she says, she's a technical project manager. She does requirement gathering, incident management, delivery management, vendor management. Figma, that's one of the tools she's able to use. Data analytics, you can see that all those are hard skills, right? Now, to the right, she talks about corporate communications, her organizational skills, her time management skills, her problem solving skills. She is able to, so even your soft skills really, really matter. What are recruiters looking for? Recruiters are looking for a compelling headline and summary. So that's the summary at the top, because now the ATS shortlists you. And when the recruiter is now looking for the final people to send out the interview invites to, they might not have time to scan through the whole resume. They've already, the ATS has done that to shortlist you, right? And you're trying to now speak to the best parts of your career or the value you're bringing, the unique value you're going to bring to the team that is to, recruit you. You want to make sure that all that is captured in the summary. So recruiters are looking for a great summary. So 3 to 4 lines showcasing the value you're bringing, some of your top achievements and all. Your top skills section, like I said, make sure you're including your technical skills, you're including your soft skills to match the particular role you're applying for. So in the same day, you might be applying for 5 different roles, and that might mean that you're doing 5 different resumes, really, Make sure your resume is easy to scan. You use bullet points, you use clear headings, and of course, spacing. In creatives, we call it white space. When I look at your resume, I want to be able to see, like I want to see it breathing, really, so I don't want to see clutter. Even though there's so much information to provide, make sure that you're allowing white space, which is, this sort of, some people's resume will be so cluttered with so much information. And again, that becomes a turn off for the recruiter. What are some sections that your resume must have? Your resume should have your contact. Your resume should have the headline, should have your career summary. It should have the keywords that the job opening had. Make sure that you're replicating that. I'll tell you that some people have gone because of the ATS with regards to the first part of the recruitment process. So people actually try to do something they call keyword stacking. They will put it onto the resume, like at the bottom part, and they'll make it white so that it's not showing to humans, but to the computer. The computer picks up those words to be able to shortlist them. That's how much keywords matter. Whether it's a good practice or a negative practice is a whole different conversation. Make sure that your experience is showing with the metrics, things that you did. Oh, I increased revenue by so and so, or I reduced cost by so and so percent, etc. While I was in the role and all. Your education, your certifications. Then with your resume, if you have 20 certifications, for example, 15 or 10, your resume might not be where you want to put all. You want to put the ones that are relevant to the particular role you're applying to. On your LinkedIn, now on your LinkedIn, you'll be able to put as many certifications as you have. But remember that you're trying to be as brief and straight to the point with regards to the specific role that you're applying to when it comes to your actual resume. So you want to make sure your contact is there, your headline is there, your skills, your experience, your education. The optional section of your resume, if you have space, you've not gone beyond 2 pages, you can include things like references. You can include maybe a mention of 1 or 2 awards that you've won, key projects you worked on, publications. And then it depends also on your industry. If you are someone that is creative, you might want to mention that your portfolio is going to be attached. You might want to have things that are hyperlinks that links straight to your portfolio or to your GitHub files, etc. If you're a software in software development, etc. So it depends. That optional, take it as, okay, depending on my industry, these are some additional things I could add. So what are some do's and don'ts? So do's are use active verbs. When talking, you're talking about you led, you designed, you increased. You want to also make sure that you're not using words uh, in the modern resume, people don't want to be more of like, oh, I'm a manager, or trying to be too overbearing, looking like you're being overbearing. Your resume needs to be as inclusive as the country you live in expects it to. Include metrics and outcomes. Add relevant keywords for the ATS, and then you make sure that you're saving your doc. If you're sending your resume somewhere, save it as a PDF, because when you save it as a Word doc, some things can change on it. Some things can be edited on it if it's sent as a Word document. And what are some don'ts? Don't use graphics. Don't use tables. Those things are not ATS friendly. If you go on Canva and check for resume, you look for resume samples, templates, you'd see some that have like add your photo and all that. If you're in the creative field, you're a designer, and all that, that could work for you, especially if you're not applying for roles that 500 people are applying to, that they're definitely going to use the ATS. So the general advice is, don't use those sorts of templates. Use Word, use a Word doc or Google Word and Google Docs, and create a simple resume without graphics, without tables, without clutter. Then remember when I was talking about making sure you're using the right keywords. Use keywords, but don't use words like, I was trying to talk about, okay, so we've got things like I'm a manager. So in some areas, people actually frown at, oh, I manage so and so number of people. They want to see that you're you're more into service than, so be careful with those kinds of things. Also be careful with buzzwords. Rather show how, or demonstrate how you are a team player, rather than trying to show that, oh, I'm a hard worker. Oh, I can. In your resume, some people put in their resume that, oh, I work under pressure. Wait till it's your interview time, and then actually demonstrate it through like case, when you're giving them examples of how you've actually done that. List outdated experiences. If you've worked for a long time and your resume is going into 4 or 5 pages, there's no need to put that. Those ones you can then put as a bulk, as a in one portion, and just mention that you do have that, and if it is required, you can show more to that. But don't, because of your 15 years experience, 20 years experience, especially when it's pretty old, make your resume go into 3 pages, 4 pages. Parts of the things that can help your resume be ATS friendly include using, the standard headlines that they expect, those headings. You have your professional summary, you've got your education section, you've got your experience, skills, certifications, particularly if that is what the job opening has as areas that they're looking for. Make sure that your resume is spelling that out clearly, because it's an algorithm that's going to do that initial shortlisting. Avoid creative, unusual headings. ATS would miss all that. Avoid graphics. We've talked about that already. And then include the relevant keywords that are naturally in context. Skills, tools, use the words that, if it's me, I just pick the words that are in the job opening, because they've programmed the ATS to look for the words exactly as they've written it. So if there's something that you've done that the ATS or the job opening is referring to it in a different way, you need to use the words they use. Let's just put it that way. It's just very straightforward in that way. And why should your resume be ATS friendly? Because more than 90% of companies now use that. They use the ATS system for shortlisting, the first level. Unless if it's executive recruitment and they're speaking to just a few people, then the recruitment process is a different one. We're talking entry level, middle management level. Keywords. If you use the more of the keywords that are in the opening, in the actual job opening that they published, the more you have, the higher your resume is going to rank in those being shortlisted. The reason that your resume should be ATS friendly is for your own good, but look at it from the recruiter side. It already helps them. You're helping that recruiter to save their time, because in the end, they're not the ones that are going to look over 1,000 resumes. They're going to let the ATS do that for them. Clean formatting, make sure that you're highlighting your skills, and of course, in the long run, you need to make sure that you're actually meeting the job posting requirements. If your resume is the best in the world, but none of the things that are on your resume match what is in the job opening itself, the job requirements, the ATS will not shortlist you. No matter how great your education is, how great your experiences are, if it's not matching, so it's just, in the olden days, they'll say garbage in, garbage out. It's what has been programmed into the ATS that the ATS is going to shortlist. So coming to summarize what you need to do with your resume, start out with making sure that you have looked through, you formatted, and you have all the things we talked about, the keywords, the clean formatting. Make sure that your summary is highlighting your strengths, because the recruiter might not be able to go into your whole resume once you've been shortlisted, and they're trying to now cut down to the number of people they're calling for interviews. Make sure that your summary is strong. Make sure that you're tailoring each resume to each application. So you just can't be lazy about it. If you're going to apply for 5 different roles and they have 5 different descriptions with regards to the posting requirements, please make sure you're tailoring your resume to that. Gone are the days when only your cover letter would be tailored to the application. Your resume itself, if you want to increase your chance of being visible and being shortlisted, must be tailored. Keep it ATS friendly. We've talked about that. Make sure that you're using a nice, strong format. You're sharing your career level, you're sharing your career goals, you're showing your achievements, you're showing your results and not just tasks. You're making sure that where it's possible, you're using numbers, you're using percentages, you're using real life projects that you worked on, and you're trying to, again, while you're still in an active role, there are a lot of things that are internal information that you cannot share. So you need to be able to, using storytelling, quantify what it is that you're doing without sharing your company's secrets. Even when you leave a role, there's so many roles that while you're on the job, before they put you on a project, you sign NDAs, you do all types of things to make sure that you're not sharing internal information externally. But there will be a way that externally you can showcase what you've done. Remember, that recruiter is not going to go to your current employer or your last employer to find out whether or not you actually cut costs by 20%. So then highlight your key skills, prioritize your recent and relevant experience. So you have 15 years experience. You don't need to, bog down your resume with all that. Make sure you proofread. I can't emphasize this. Your grammatical errors, spellings, and all that show that you have an eye for immediately. That's already like a part of your interview that you're already failing if it's full of spelling mistakes or grammatical errors. So make sure you proofread thoroughly. After proofreading thoroughly, even give it to someone to help you look through if you have to, but please don't send out a resume that has mistakes. Update your resume regularly. When you have new projects, add it. You have new skills, you've been moved up a new role, a new position or whatever, add it, please. And don't forget to always prepare both your in PDF and Word version. As much as possible, where you need to send or submit your resume, try and use a PDF version so that no amendments or it cannot be changed. Ask for feedback. A peer review, a mentor, a career center, ask for feedback so that you have a second eye if where it is possible. Might be a luxury for so many people. Some people are in an active state of applying currently, and they're applying to maybe 5-10 different roles per day. So might not necessarily be able to do that. So for yourself, just make sure that you are actually thoroughly proofreading. So now let's talk about LinkedIn. Don't forget, at the end of the session, you're going to get a PDF resource that has a lot of the key points from here, but also I have about 15 different ChatGPT prompts that you can use from the application process all the way to working with asking ChatGPT to help you enhance you and in your preparation for your interview. So just relax and you'll get that resource at the end of the session. Now let's talk about leveraging LinkedIn. I'm going to share 4 LinkedIn profiles with you. So the first is Dr. V. Kativo, then Olasheni Adeniji. I'll also share there's a lady that works in Microsoft, Akosua, and then I would also share mine. So just to give you those examples. Now, these are examples of LinkedIn profiles that I say are they stand out pretty well and speak to the visibility that would get a recruiter to send them inbox messages. So Dr. V. Kativo, from the time I started following her, she was doing her master's. Now she's a doctor. She has been appointed as one of the youth ambassadors at the United Nations. But you can see that she has, by just looking at her LinkedIn profile, all those keywords are there. Honorary doctor, girls education activist, global youth speaker and host. She's a UN young leader. She's a founder of she has a not-for-profit called Empowered by V. And she has used her profile photo. You can see has a really nice profile photo there. She's smiling, she's facing forward, everything. Her LinkedIn profile banner, she put different images of different stages of her career in it. So immediately it tells a story, right? You also, if you look down, she has her about. I couldn't put all that, but take a note of her profile, have a look at it. That is a profile that sort of has all the different elements we're going to talk about in leveraging your LinkedIn profile. She writes, but more importantly, Ezine, please mute anybody that's unmuted. All right. She does videos. She's a thought leader, and yes, you might say that she's a UN youth ambassador and all that. Maybe that's why. No, anyone can write posts, can write features, or do video blogs of either what they're going through or something that they're an expert in. One way or the other, there are ways that your activity level on LinkedIn can create visibility for you, for sure. So don't underestimate that. And if you're just starting out on LinkedIn, you can find thought leaders that are in your industry, the particular area that you want to focus in. You follow them and you are engaging strategically with them, meaning that when they put up a post. So if, for example, I'm looking for a job as a project manager, I'm also going to look to connect with people that are either project managers, and my future, beyond project management, I would like to do program management, which is a bit broader, handling multiple projects. So I might look for, if I see somebody that's in my industry that is already a program manager, the person is frequently sharing things on LinkedIn. I would like to connect with the person. I'd like to strategically contribute, or that means you're not just liking the person's post. I'm reading the post, I'm also probably commenting, I'm sharing the post, I'm asking, oh, can I share this post? Oh, that is strategic engagement. That gives you visibility. At the same way, you can also strategically engage with recruiters online. So if there's a recruiter for a company that you would love to work in, or people that work in the organization, that one of the organization you like to work in, try and connect with them, be engaged with them. And by the time that there's an opening, your name is familiar because they're always seeing you on their timeline. They're seeing you, so that's how it works. Shani Adeniji, the second LinkedIn profile. Looking at the profile, immediately again, you can see exactly what he does. He says project manager. He's into cloud and AI. He says, I write about product, technology, education, and international student experiences. One of the big things, apart from the fact that he works in Microsoft and he's a product manager, the biggest thing about him that gives recognition to his name is that as an international student, when he was an international student, he's no longer an international student. When he was an international student, he was sharing on his LinkedIn then his experiences all the way to when he started working in Microsoft. And even after Microsoft, he's basically shares experiences that would encourage you, if you're an international student, to know that, wow, there are opportunities open to me and all that. He has a Medium blog that he also writes, and also you'd see that he has 17,000 followers. His about to is pretty straightforward. The last two LinkedIn profiles I want to share. So you have Akosua. Akosua, you can see her banner. Up here it says, I am what I am because of who we are, Ubuntu. She's got a blog called The Bold Journey. The Bold Journey has been one of the best storytelling journeys that I've followed. She shared her journey from when she was in the university to and I think she studied accounting or something. She's more into finance, but now she works in tech. You might be familiar with her name because now she's like a face of Microsoft when they're doing launches and all that. And I feel that her storytelling abilities and in helping other international people that are international students transitioning into work and all have made her really, really like a household name when it comes to LinkedIn profiles and all. So when you read her profile, you can see the headline clearly sort of speaks to what she does: bridging gaps between access and opportunity. Global marketing, comms, and brand strategy lead. She's a storyteller and The Bold Journey. You can see how many, you can see the number of followers she has. Her about section also is very clear. All the different things that she talks about: content topics, career, job search, marketing, storytelling, immigration, motivation. Remember when I was saying that your resume might not give you a chance to say every single thing you want to say, and you're tailoring it to specific roles, but your resume is your online resume that allows you to now put all the different things that actually speak to your personal brand. She's not an immigration lawyer, but she writes about immigration. She writes about her experiences. I remember it was from this following her and her LinkedIn that when she had been searching for work, she shared how she, using LinkedIn, wrote an article about how many applications she had done, and then she tagged then the head of LinkedIn, tagged as many people as possible. And it was from that boldness that, she got called for an interview. So your LinkedIn, it becomes that creative tool that you can use to reach, that you can become so visible to recruiters and the people that matter. Don't underestimate the power of LinkedIn. Are you leveraging LinkedIn as you should? Now, my LinkedIn profile is the last one, the fourth example I want to give before I move forward. My LinkedIn profile, you'd see, okay, project manager, brand strategy, digital marketing, data analytics. You'd also see, I'm sure you noticed in all the different, the LinkedIn profiles, that LinkedIn would put like the company that you work in, on your LinkedIn profile. So United Nations, the Shani's one is Microsoft. She's in Harvard University. So mine has where I did my MBA in England, Solent University. My current employers, Lululemon, and then I believe that if a recruiter comes to my profile and they have an opening, they know clearly what I'm about. Also, on my profile, you see my profile photo. On my profile, you see these different icons. I created this myself, just like I'm sure Akoso created this. I created this because I work with things that have to do with technology, have to do with digital, have to do with communication and brand. So there's a reason why I did that. Think about your LinkedIn profile. Does your LinkedIn profile, if anybody just has maybe 2 minutes or a minute to look at your LinkedIn profile, would it speak to them? Would they know exactly what you stand for? Would they know whether an opening that they have is something that they can headhunt you for because your LinkedIn profile actually speaks to what they're looking for? That's a question that would be great if you can answer. Now let's move on. So making a good first impression. In making a good first impression, your LinkedIn profile should have a good profile photo, should have a background image. This background image, when you open your LinkedIn, you know that it's one gray thing, right? How many of us have taken the time to change it to represent what they stand for? If you're into product management, I should be able to see from your banner. This is like your advertisement that, hey, this is what I'm about. If we were to check your LinkedIn profile, would we see that? Make sure you have a catchy headline. Somebody's looking at your headline. It might be in a sentence. It might be in what you do. It might be in who you impact. Would it be clear what you do? Your LinkedIn profile, the link, is it customized? Or is it like Deborah's? Deborah's, when you first open your LinkedIn account, the computer is going to just give it your name plus some numbers that represent the number of people. There are hundreds of millions of people on LinkedIn accounts. So you have to make sure that you customize your URL such that if there's a need to search for your name, maybe you're being shortlisted and they're thinking, let's check this person out. Sometimes the recruiters are going to check out your profile before they then finally shortlist, right? So make sure that it's customized to your name such that it's easy to find you if they have to look for you. Make sure you're sharing strategic experiences in your summary. Make sure that you have your skills. There's a skills section, and I've checked a lot of people's profiles, and they don't use that skills section. You can have up to 50 skills and get people to endorse those skills. But the people that can endorse your skills are people that on your LinkedIn, the jobs you put, people you've worked with, either not for profit or your paid jobs, people that have done one thing with you or the other, collaborated with you, worked with you, they can endorse your skills because you've worked together, so they can speak to what you can do. And there's nothing like a third party endorsing something. It's different when you just go and you write down 50 skills, right? But the recruiter is looking for the ones that have been endorsed. The recruiter is looking for people. You said that you're good at graphic design, but then they now see that 50, they now see that maybe 5 people or 10 people or 50 people have endorsed that skill, that yes, she's a good graphic designer. Yes, she's a good product manager. So don't underestimate the power of endorsements.
Bro, we did try coach last year on how to score. How to be a
Mute,
striker.
mute.
Like,
Ezine, are you muting the people?
Done.
All right. And then recommendations. We've got recommendations, but again, a lot of people are not leveraging recommendations. Recommendations are a higher level of endorsements. Endorsement is someone just ticks and says that, yes, they endorse that skill. But the recommendation, someone is taking time out to actually write about you. That's an electronic reference letter, right? So how many recommendations have you asked for from people you've worked on projects with? Recruiters are looking out for that. And then make meaningful connections.
Like just any ordinary thing.
Ezine, please mute people. All right. I have 3 profiles here. Which of these profiles appeals? No, let's do the first one is which one, and you can put it in the chat. Which one, your first answer is, which one is the least appealing? A, B, or C? Chat. I want to have a look at it. B, okay. Everybody says B. Now, can you put, which one do you like more? Which one is the most appealing out of the A, B, and C? A? A. All right. Let me share my screen. So how many of us have taken the time to make sure that our profiles are actually appealing, that our profiles actually speak to the target audience? You know who the target, we all have target audiences. Do you imagine that you are a product? If you were selling a product, that product needs to appeal to the target audience. As a job seeker, you have a target audience. If you're on this call and maybe you are actually a startup owner, you're not a job seeker, you actually own, still you have a target audience. So you're being on LinkedIn, you're not just being on LinkedIn for nothing. You're being on LinkedIn because you are trying to put your best foot forward. You're trying to project your best brand forward. Just looking at this, you can see that one immediately looks like it's just plain and one does not. So what are some of the things that you can do? You can design a custom, you can, of course, this one was just, this person just took a picture of the logo of the organization which she works in, right? But you can go into Canva, for example, and you see loads and loads of templates that are already created to the dimensions for LinkedIn, and then use that to add text, add icons, add whatever that represents you, or can just put your company. In this case, the person works in investment banking, and I believe he's trying to show the network of the investment organization that he's working for, RBC Capital Markets. But even though there's nothing written on this, it's still better than just leaving it at what LinkedIn gave you. Okay. And then make sure that on your LinkedIn, you have you've got your headline, like we said. Make sure that you're also, if you have a portfolio, or a website. Not everybody has a website. If you have a website, that's where you need to put it. At this point, are there any questions for me yet? If you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat and Ezine will let me know. Your profile photo. How many people have seen someone's LinkedIn and the profile photo is a group photo? Have you ever seen that? Some people will use a group photo as like they were just somewhere, they did a selfie and a group photo, or 3 people will be in the same profile photo because it was just a picture that they took. It's the effort you're trying to put into your LinkedIn is so important. The other day, I was reading a lady's profile. She just finished medical school. You know that when they finish their medical residency, they have to take professional photos and do professional, like a resume to now send out to hospitals to get picked up. These are medical doctors. They wear their suits. They're not, so if it's so that important for even medical doctors to be in their like Sunday best, to take professional headshots, to do professional, to really put their best foot forward in their resume, in their profile, while looking for hospitals that will hire them. What more you that you're in 9 to 5 corporate? So for your LinkedIn, you want to have a nice professional look. You want to make sure you're smiling. Why would you do a LinkedIn profile photo and you're like frowning, like you're angry at someone? Or some people actually even put their pets. Maybe they put the picture of their dog, the picture of their cat, and that's not, you can do that for maybe Facebook or for Instagram, not for LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your personal brand. Okay, so make sure that when in taking that picture, you're smiling, you're in your professional outfit, you make sure that there's good lighting for it. I keep mentioning Canva. You can take a headshot with just your mobile phone, go into Canva and remove the background, and then put it on a, you can on Canva you can choose a background, like a textured background, a white background, whatever, and just make it look a bit more, professional. So you don't have to even go into a studio. That's what I'm just trying to say. Make sure that it's not a cluttered background. Make sure you're not doing a group photo to put 3-4 people inside your profile photo. No. On your banner, if what you do involves maybe helping a lot of people, you can take a picture of where you are helping a lot of people and put on your banner. That is your banner, you understand? But for your profile photo, it should be a professional headshot. Use your real name. So you see some people that, especially maybe people just starting out, younger people, they would use their name, but maybe they spell it in a different way. So maybe someone called Femi, Femi, might decide that they want to change their name to something. Is it something Slay, or I'm trying to use Gen Z lingo, but something funky or something like, trending. No, this is for work, right? So make sure that you're using your actual real name on LinkedIn. You're not using a slang name or a nice creative way of spelling it. If that's not what is on your certificates, don't use it, because the recruiters are going to be looking to see all those things. Avoid nicknames. Then if you work in an environment where you can see here, Liz Ann Jones, she, her, she has her pronouns. So if you're working in an environment where, or a country where that is encouraged, then you should add it to your profile. It builds inclusivity and approachability. Again, it's going to be looked out for. There's this thing about when the hiring manager now on the company side, not like the recruiter, the initial recruiters looking out, they're going to be looking for, oh, does this person fit our culture? Would this person, connect well with the team, etc.? And what if in that organization they're very particular about like pronouns, and also you want to consider including it. This is a formula for how you can do your headline, the role, the expertise. Okay, I'll come to the question. There's the role, your expertise or industry, who do you help, the audience you help, and what results. This is one of the things you can write with regards to your headline, or if you don't want to maybe use your areas of specialization and all. And you saw that across the 4 different profiles I shared. So these are examples. UX designer that does mobile apps, and the person helps startups convert users faster. Another example, digital marketing strategist. What the person does is email funnels and SEO, and the person helps creators 10 times their online sales, helps them to increase their, so immediately you're seeing what and what. This is a quick summary. So if I'm a recruiter and these are the things I'm looking for, I then take the time to then start scanning the rest of the profile. I've been told there's a question in the chat. Is it a question relating to a section I just finished, or should I wait to do it to the end? Let's see. Question. I have a question about recommendations and endorsements you talked about. I asked my friend, oh, sorry, can I ask my friends that finished? Yeah. If you put that boot camp in your resume, in your LinkedIn, so it shows as, so let's assume you went to, I don't know, W2 bootcamp. You have it there. And then your colleagues also have that on their resume. They'll be able to endorse you. They'll be able to endorse your skills, but they'll also be able to write recommendations. And you ask for recommendations from inside LinkedIn. You click and ask them for a recommendation. You don't just tell someone to write a recommendation. You speak to them about it, but you have to send the request from inside your LinkedIn profile to them. And the reason I say so is because when they're writing a recommendation, they're going to have to say which, you're going to have to say, where or which of the things on your profile is where that you knew each other from. So that definitely is a good one. Thank you. If you have any other ones, you can put it. If it's if I can stop, I'll stop. If not, we'll take it at the end. All right. Yeah. The about structure. So you've got the about part of your resume, of your LinkedIn, right? The about should be about who you are, what you do best, what drives you, and that's also where you can talk to people about connecting with you, how they can collaborate with you, etc. Your summary should be focused on outcomes, not just your duties. So if you have your summary, when you're going to talk about experiences also in your LinkedIn, right? Your different roles. Make sure that you're talking about your outcomes. If you have media that you want to include on your LinkedIn, there's a place called featured. So on your featured, you can have articles, you can have videos, etc. Let me quickly show you a LinkedIn. I want to, instead of just showing the flat one. So this is LinkedIn. This is my live LinkedIn now. So you've got we've talked about all the headlines, that. Now you've got your about. You summarize what you're all about. Because remember I said the recruiter may just look only at the top and not at the bottom. It's when all this is interesting, they then continue, right? Then if you're featured I don't know how many people, not a lot of people use their featured. Use your featured if you can. So in your featured, it allows you to put media. Can you see that? Things that are videos, it allows you to put links, etc., that people can easily click on. Look at that. Videos, different things. And so that's featured. And it stays at the top. It's like pin. Featured is almost like, this is where I pin key things about me. Okay. Then all the things you do, of course, it shows activities. They're all showing. Your activities include your own posts and where you're also engaging with others. Then your experience. You want to make sure that your experience is summarized for each one. If someone clicks in it, it should summarize what it is that you do there, etc. Your education, your certification. I remember when I was saying that your licenses and certifications on your resume, you don't have the space to put so many. But your LinkedIn, whenever you get something, add it. Get something, add it. It says here 38 certifications and licenses, just add it, because this is LinkedIn. There's no page restriction. Projects that you've worked on, if there are any key projects, add it. Volunteer, add it. These are sections that they don't come, they're not, you have to create, you add the section yourself. The volunteering one is you add it. It doesn't come generically with your LinkedIn. So add it if you have to talk about. If you don't have any volunteering roles that you have done, then don't add it. But if you do, I volunteer for so many things across my career for, so skills. This is what I was talking about. A lot of us everybody has skills, everybody has recommendations, but many people are not using it. It says here that it used to be 50 skills. I can even see now it says 62 skills. It used to be 50 skills that you could write. And when you add it, it will tell you, by the time it's up to 50, when you want to add a new one, they'll tell you you have to delete another one. So I didn't know it had even increased. They are improving every day. So your skills, this is skills now. And then they've also changed, this is different. Before, you write your skill and it's if anybody that knows you comes to your profile and they click on that particular skill, they've endorsed you. So this is a different way they've put it. So these ones are endorsements. Can you see this? Strategic planning. 99 plus people, more than 99 people have endorsed this particular skill. Business strategy, more than 99 people. 89 people, 74 people. I've worked for like 20 something years. So this, if you have 5 endorsements, it's great. Don't change management. 28 people have endorsed me. This upper part is a new thing. I didn't know this. They just added this. This is showing that this says analytical skills, 7 experiences across Lululemon and 6 other companies. I guess they've also grouped it based on the different roles I've had before. So that's a new thing that they've added to that skills section. So please use your skills section. It's very, very, very important, can really help you. Recommendations. You can receive recommendations and you can give recommendations. So I've received recommendations and I've given. It says I've received 58 recommendations and I've given how many? I've given 79 because a lot of people have worked with me, So please make sure you're using that. If you have something that you've published before, you can also create a publication section. I've done this was a certification, my French exam. So the languages you speak, add it. There's nothing that you feel that is too small, especially for your LinkedIn, right? Add it. So I just wanted to show that was a live something. Another question. You mentioned tailoring resumes to each job application and the importance of using keywords. Could you clarify where exactly in the resume these keywords should be placed? So keywords are placed in the summary at the top, including when you're writing those your bullet points of the things you've done in a specific role, you can include your keywords there. Is that okay? Favor. Is that okay? Can I tell people to endorse me? Yes, you can tell people to endorse you, but remember that they have to be people that one of the or two of the experiences on your LinkedIn, they have it in common with you, because it's going to ask when somebody wants to endorse you, it's going to ask which of the roles. It's going to list your roles and it's going to ask you which of them did you work together. Just like if somebody's writing a recommendation, the person has to be, was the person your peer, your supervisor, you were supervising the person, you understand what I'm saying? So there must be, meaning that you can't just tell your grandfather to come and endorse you. It must be somebody that one of the things here matches. So I have, as a co-founder of Agile Disciples, which is a not-for-profit organization, I've got Agile Disciples. I've got my colleagues, my co-founders. I have one or two that have done recommendations for me, and I've also written recommendations for others. Okay, so I hope that clears it. Come here, I think I need to first of all. Go back to the slide. Oh, was I sharing already? Was I sharing when I was showing the LinkedIn? I hope you were. I'm not even sure now if I was sharing. Did you guys see the LinkedIn when I was showing it, or was I just talking?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Skills, and so we've talked about this. I've actually went in to show you. So the skills and endorsement recommendations. Request 2 to 3 from your colleagues, managers, collaborators. I know that for some people, sometimes depends on how your current role that you're fresh in, it might be hard to request for recommendations so that they're not thinking, oh, are you looking for work, right? But the people you've worked with in the past, or you've worked on a specific project, and you want them to, and you are a key player, stakeholder in that project. There's nothing wrong in asking for a recommendation. Like, it's not in all cases that it would feel as if, oh, you're job searching, but I know definitely it will be easy for a company that you've worked in the past. So your ex-colleague, it's easy. Immediately, as soon as you're leaving like this, ask them to write a recommendation. Do you know that for people that are maybe entry level on the call, even your professor from college can write a recommendation for you? You worked on a project while you're in school and you went to university with this person, the person can write a recommendation for you because your school is showing on your LinkedIn. So when the person is writing a recommendation, it's going to ask where you know each other from. Is that maybe University of North Carolina or whatever. So even your ex-schoolmates can write a recommendation, especially if you worked on a project. The lady that asked about, she attended a boot camp. Can the people you worked on a project together, just make sure that, and if you attended a boot camp, those boot camps are so that you can get jobs. I'm sure that boot camp will have a name, will probably have a LinkedIn page, and also you can actually add it to your resume. I'm not just your resume, I'm sorry. You can add it to your LinkedIn because it will show as an icon, as an organization on LinkedIn. So this is an example of how you can ask someone to, when you're sending a message. And I advise you, first of all, talk to someone. Unless if it's been such a long time and you just want to send a LinkedIn message directly, I would typically advise that maybe you first maybe either call the person or send them an email, whatever. Oh, please, I'd like you to send me to write a recommendation for me. But this is just a template of how you can write it. Peradventure you don't know how to ask. Hi, Chichi. I'm working on updating my LinkedIn profile and would really appreciate a short recommendation based on our work on that. Happy to write one for you too. Meaning that there's some people that And I've seen this before. Some people don't want to they don't want to put the energy into actually doing the right thing. So you can, if that is it, if that is the problem, then you can ask them, can you draft something? And then they can then edit it. It has happened. I've seen that happen before. So I hope that helps. Customize your URL. I've been talking about this, shorten your LinkedIn URL. So should I go out and show you how to do it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
LinkedIn. So when you have your LinkedIn profile at the top here, so you can edit your profile details, these things here with this button. Then when you come up to this side, it says public profile and URL. If you click on this, that's, when you created your LinkedIn, it would say your name and whatever, what you have up here, but then to then say 7504, whatever the algorithm, that's your unique ID with LinkedIn. But they allow you to come in here and then remove the extra something, and you can edit it. So edit the custom URL here. Just so come there, click on that, and then make it just your name. I hope that's clear. It helps you so that you're discoverable. You hear discoverability. It's not just on LinkedIn, Instagram, and all. Especially for work, you want people to be able to use your name to look for you, because they're going to want to verify things about you and all that. Let's just see if there's any other question. Take care. Oh, my drinking. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's go back. Almost done. Open to work. A lot of people are afraid to put open to work. Oh, my colleagues might think I'm looking for work. Different things. Please don't be shy. Write open to work. And again, they gets you extra visibility with recruiters. They know that a lot of recruiters don't want to be wasting their time writing to people. When they see open to work and it matches the role they're looking for, you've saved them time, So please don't be shy to put open to work. It signals your proactivity that you are. Then leverage your existing network, better matching to roles. When you just put open to work, it helps recruiters know that, because recruiters, they are paying for a different view of POV into LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you're very visible. Otherwise, the people that have that on their thing, that they will be chasing more, especially for more senior roles, for those on the call that are at more senior roles. And then you've got LinkedIn Premium. Well, if you're looking for work, I know that it might be a hassle to want to do LinkedIn Premium. You can just do for 1 month, because when you are on LinkedIn Premium, it just pushes your profile to recruiters more, because LinkedIn is getting money from you. So when you're on that high level of drive of looking for work, really, really looking for work, you can maybe pay for a month, pay for 2 months, and really use all the benefits of LinkedIn Premium versus LinkedIn Standard. I talked about engaging strategically. Please try and identify thought leaders in your area of specialization or your industry. Engage with them, because it's not when you're now looking for work that you're now, or maybe their company is looking for someone, and you now say, please refer me. But I don't know you from anywhere. But I've been seeing you're visible on my timeline, because maybe I do a post, you comment on it, you do this, you do that. When you now send an inbox message and say, hey, I heard that your organization is looking for so and so, please could you tell me a little bit more about your organization, or please could you refer me, I know there's that familiarity. So please make sure that it's not until when you need help from these people in your area that you're going to communicate with them. Engage meaningfully on their post. Add insights, not just great post, or just like, no. Then you yourself, you need to be posting online, because that's what increases your visibility. That's what's going to increase your visibility to people that are on your connections. So once you post something, or even you go and like something, you know that everybody that's your connection sees it. You need to be doing those things, because those are the things that's going to bring you closer to the recruiters. Recruiters are your number one target audience on LinkedIn. And engagement equals visibility. Visibility equals opportunities. Don't wait till it's the time that, oh, it's now too late. Then there's the PDF we're going to share. Esme, you can put the PDF in the chat. I'm nearly done. The PDF we're going to share, there are links to tools that help you to it will evaluate your LinkedIn and tell you how you can optimize it. You also have a resume worded that also helps you to evaluate your resume and all. So, and then Canva, don't run away from Canva. You might be saying, oh, I'm not a graphic designer. Oh, Canva is for creators. No, try and use Canva. Canva has a lot of free templates that you can use to spruce up your profile. So LinkedIn, the final checklist that you should remember, your headshot is very, very important. The banner is your advertisement of what your personal brand is all about. Make sure to do a popping headline, your about section. If you have media, put it in your featured section. You're sharing your experience in a short, sharp, way that they get to know what it is that you've done in each of the particular experiences you're sharing. You're sharing results. Get people to endorse your skills. Make sure you're asking for recommendations. Customize your URL. Make sure you have your contact info. If people want to contact you and your contact info is not there, how do they know that how to contact you? They want to, they look for people to hire. You have the exact designation they're looking for, but it doesn't say open to work. They're like, let me not waste my time with that one. So if you're looking for work, put open to work. Content and engagement. Please make sure you're doing that. I've been talking about personal brand. Your personal brand helps to differentiate you from the whole clutter. There are too many people looking for work, but those people that have made themselves stand out, they're the ones that the recruiters will see. Remember, the keyword here is visibility. Your personal brand also shows credibility. There's something called know, like, trust. People have to know you. When they know you, then they like you. Then they can trust you. When people are seeing your articles, they're seeing your comment, they're seeing you engaging, they know you, you're showing on the timeline. They are seeing that you went for this conference in your area of specialization. You're talking about things in your area of specialization. That's giving credibility and sort of almost verifying you as per your expertise. Those are things that catch the eyes of recruiters, headhunters. Then it helps you with your career growth. There are so many other things I could share with personal brand, but I guess that'll be for another time. So just remember to be very consistent. It's not just in your visual. Your visual consistency includes the way you turn up. Some people, they decide that this is the only color I'll be using, or this is. It's very, very important. Again, that's for another time. And don't forget to cross-link your LinkedIn to your resume. I also include your contact and all, and then use Canva and ChatGPT to your advantage. And today I have 15 profile ChatGPT prompts that can help you across from all the way from the job search all the way to the interview and your reviewing. And I believe the PDF would have been put in the chat for you. Key takeaways: identify your target industry and role, develop a personal brand statement, establish online presence, network strategically, develop your skills continuously, showcase your portfolio and achievements, especially if you're in the creatives, and then maximize your resume. I'm going to use this opportunity to now call on Coach Ibrahim, one of the other co-founders. He's going to come talk to you briefly about, in a minute or two, about the October event. I'll stop sharing. Coach Adam? Is he on the call?
I don't see him here.
Okay. All right. Just like we had this event, every month we have an event. So the October event is save the date.
25th October.
Okay, 25th of October. The topic is how individuals can contribute to community. So please note that date, the same time, and we'll share more information on our social media platforms. Please, as you go away today, don't forget to follow us on social media. We are Agile Disciples USA on LinkedIn. We have an Instagram page. We're on X. We are on Facebook, and the video will be shared on YouTube. Our website is agiledisciplesusa.com. And thank you. If there are any additional questions, I'll take them now. Thank you. Thank you. That's the PDF. You'll really get some value from that. Thanks a lot for the session. I just want to say that I sent you a connect invite. Well, before now, please. Is it today? As when we started, right? Just
No, it's been like a while. Before now. I've known you before now.
Oh, wow. Okay. You might need to send the notes because I'm sure it's Mozambique. It's like far. All right.
It's all right. Thank you so much for today.
You're welcome. Ruth Igwe. Okay, you put your LinkedIn profile here, right? Let me just. Any other questions? You're welcome. You're welcome. Are there any questions or any experiences? We've got 3 minutes to go, and I hope that you would go and actually apply what you learned today. And I look forward to having. Oh, okay. I see Toby here. Thanks for those that actually are joining from a different time zone. I appreciate that.
All them are new funds. And this is our job. They were discussing on how
Mute.
Who and who.
Okay. If there are no additional questions, then
There's a question.
There's a question. Okay. Ezine, please, can you help me to the different LinkedIn in the chat? Could you help me send them to me as a WhatsApp message so I can make sure that I check them on LinkedIn?
Okay. There's a question in the chat. Do you have any job search tips?
Oh, yeah. For job search on LinkedIn, I always advise that you go in and create a job alert. So you might have, for example, companies that you are interested in actually working in, that you aspire to work in. Remember at the beginning, I said, what role do you aspire to? So on LinkedIn, you can create a job alert. So for example, let's say I want to work in a company called Amazon. I can go to Amazon's page on LinkedIn and then create an alert. Under LinkedIn, when you go to Amazon, you see on their page, you will see the people that work there. You'll see the jobs they have and all that. So you can set an alert for that. That's one way. Another way is to set an alert based on where the role that you're looking for on LinkedIn. Another way is to set an alert based on the like that specialization, and then your location. You can also use your location to set an alert. yeah, so those are job search tips. But remember when I was saying that people that work in organizations can also recommend you? A lot of companies, the bigger tech companies particularly, they even do referral bonus. So when they have openings in those companies, they actually, when somebody there refers someone and the person passes through all the different levels of the recruitment process, these people get a bonus, just like you also get a bonus for joining. So that's why it's so important that you are actually talking with organizations. Yeah, and we're at time now. Thank you so much for taking time to come this evening, everyone. And I don't know, is there any other announcements from the other coaches that are on the call? Okay. Thank you so much for joining, and you can always refer back to the recording on our YouTube channel. Have a blessed night.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Ma. Good night.